Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at Gala, see what's going on. Hopefully anticipate if we can get back on track here with this guy, and if we're going to start seeing some increases again, or if we're, doom and gloom on our way down. I don't think that's the case. Just wanted to throw it out there. Okay. Not a financial advisor, love teaching people how to trade. Hopefully you can learn something here today. If you're new to the channel, thanks again for joining me. CryptoCache.tech is a website if you want to become a better trader. I have a trading academy, community, and I send out signals for every single trade that I take so you can learn how to become a better trader, more self-sufficient. All right, that's the whole point of this. So looking at Gala, let's go ahead and start with the basics and work our way down. We're still stuck under the 50-day set moving average. This is happening with a lot of coins very similar to this. In other words, coins that shoot straight up and then just taper off and try to shoot up again, but tapered off a second time. It's pretty standard though, of course, so nothing crazy there. I don't feel like this is any, we're not in dire straits by any means, of course. So just keep that in mind. We're still in good shape here with Gala, but being under the 50-day SMA could continue to push price action down lower, but there's going to be a stopping point. Eventually that moving average flips and then it starts working as a support and pushes the price back up, okay? So not terrible, this is not a horrible situation. Just being under the 50 is disadvantageous to an extent because it's going to work as a resistance. That is synonymous in a lot of ways with 24 cents, which is also parallel in most cases with 50 on the RSI. So when you got like a resistance on the RSI, which we see here, 50 on the RSI, oops, terrible line, right there, kind of holding the price action down. That's synonymous a lot of times with a specific price point on the chart. In other words, really close to 24 to 27 cents, that resistance channel that we can see here that's had trouble trying to break above in the recent past. It's going to continue to hold until we can obviously get more volume and get something to push past that point. But the fact of the matter is we have a lot of volume at the current price point and below, so we're in decent shape there because a lot of volume accumulation in the last couple of weeks, or just say actually this is about 2 months worth of trading data, has a lot more volume in the range of where we're at instead of way above, because we want to have more volume below the price point. Okay. Right now, technically, we're below the most amount of volume, but there's still a decent amount below us too, if that makes sense. Okay. Again, that kind of factors in a small way, of course. It's not a determining factor, but it definitely helps. So looking at the 4 hour here, we can see 50 and the 200 are working above as well. Pretty standard for this right now. Another thing we need to note as well is that we are still making lower highs. We're trying to make another higher high here, but we haven't done so yet. And truth be told, of course, as well, we also have lower lows as well. Okay, so again, those are not great signs. It basically just implies that we're still in this continuation trend to the side or down, essentially. And again, the potential for breakout to the downside is still there until we can start making higher highs or higher lows. So if we were to just say make this push right now a higher high, then we'd have a good chance to be able to make a following higher low. Okay. And that's that transitionary period. A lot of coins are like this right now based on Bitcoin's significant sell-off. And then this kind of sideways action, for lack of better terms, around 37,000, 38,000. Bitcoin loses 37,000, Gala's going to continue to go lower. So I recommend you pay attention to Bitcoin for the moment because that's why I look at it every single day. You can check out my other video. It's probably somewhere above. And you can make sure you familiarize yourself with that one because that's really the most important thing because coins like these are very reliant on Bitcoin success. With Bitcoin being on a razor's edge right now, a lot of weird news going on tomorrow with regulation for crypto. We want to kind of be careful right now, I would say. So dollar cost average if you'd like, but I would maybe recommend waiting a little bit longer to get some confirmation from Bitcoin before we take entry with Gala. Okay, if that makes any sense. So here's the takeaway though. 50 on the RSI is working as a potential resistance still. We're trying to break above. But again, if we can't get above here, right around 22.5 cents, we're not going to have a leg to stand on. Okay, we'll still be making lower highs and lower lows at that point. It wouldn't be advantageous. So again, we got to kind of break this trend. It looks like it's trying. Bitcoin's trying as well. But until the one-day candlestick closes today or maybe even tomorrow, we shouldn't just jump in based on hope, right? But truth be told, the 1 hour looks a little bit better than the 4 hour. We can see somewhat higher lows, and of course higher highs tentatively on the short-term time frame. So we're talking the last 24 to 32 hours or 36 hours. We've seen the price continue to increase. Just keep in mind that's a decent amount of momentum, and it could start losing its volatility, so to speak, or its momentum. And we're at an 8 right now, so we're getting that reset is good. In other words, we've come up to a 7 previously, now an 8. So we should expect either a pullback or some sideways action. One of the two will happen. Bitcoin's doing well right now, so it's causing Gala to increase. that's a good sign as well. So again, a little more consistency from Bitcoin, and we'll be fine to see Gala take off again. Between now and then, we got to be cautious and careful. I would recommend staying on the sidelines between now and tomorrow until we find out more about that regulation stuff, because that's really a big deal right now. Ichimoku Cloud is kind of giving us a signal here. So here's something just to touch on. If you're going to use this indicator alone, right, I would say it's probably the best indicator if you're ever going to use just one indicator. I'd never recommend that. I like to look at everything and get an informed decision, because overall Gala isn't in dire straits, but we're not great either, right? Kind of in that fair to midland, that parallel type of movement. It's just going sideways for the most part. But if we look at the cloud, you can see the lagging span is almost free and clear price action. It's pretty much right there. We're above the cloud presently, even though we haven't closed above officially, and the conversion line is above the baseline. So we've pretty much got 2.5 out of 3 stars checked here to give us a signal to go long for Gala, right? So the likelihood of it going up is higher than it is to go down. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything stupid. That happens a lot. Unfortunately, it's just kind of the nature of the business here. And if that is the case, then obviously none of this will matter. But for the most part, Ichimoku Cloud is telling us that we have a potential buy signal to go long right now with Gala. So take that as you will. All right. But again, my end all here is that Gala has tremendous potential. It'll still do very well in the overall big picture. It's just that we kind of got to get through this resistance channel of 24 to 27 cents. We get a one-day close above 27 cents, I think we'll be golden to see the push to the upside. That's the confirmation I want to wait for and look for. Between now and then, 22.5 is a good value. Feel free to dollar cost average. Just know tomorrow, with the news from Bitcoin, we could see the price decrease. If that happens, just be aware. Keep some money aside just in case, and I think it'd be a pretty smart decision to make. All right, so hopefully you can learn and benefit here today, of course. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're not currently a community member, CryptoCache.tech is the website, link in the description below. Check that out, of course. Trade signals, trading community, trading academy. We also have weekly roundtable discussions, which is going to take place here in 1 hour. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you soon.